Hi, I'm Jerry, and I was actually just sent this fan by EasyNice that we're going to be installing in the ceiling here, where we had a previous fan we've removed. It was in very poor condition, and so this one is a 42-inch fan that should fit the room, and we're going to be assembling that and showing you how it's done. So it came really nicely packaged. All of it is individual compartmentalized foam. You've got a little dome housing that goes on top. You've got 5 blades. Those are individually packaged in here. And so those will be mounted. This is a nice black finish on this one. So those are all in there. You have your mounting brackets, additional hardware inside here. You've got your DC controller, your motor controller, and your remote light, because this is a remote fan that allows you to do various modes and sleep modes and various things using a remote, which is one of the nice features that I like about the fan. You have an optional extension rod there, and then you have the main motor housing here. The first step the instructions say to do is to take this down rod and go ahead and disassemble it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pull out these cotter pins, remove those and set those to the side. And then there's a couple of screws, set screws on this piece here, which we're going to loosen those to remove this. And that'll allow us to go ahead and remove this piece here. Step 2 is to go ahead and take these pieces here and loosen them and take them out to go ahead and install your fan blades. So we're going to be doing this with each one of these. Then we're going to go ahead and put the fan blades on. It does have an area that says this side up, so we're going to put that side up because this is the side that's up. Put these on here like this and tighten those down. And then once those are tightened, we're going to go ahead and repeat the steps on the other 4 blades. The next step, you got your blades on, you're going to slide this cable with these 2 holes down here, and we're going to slide that through there. And this is going to attach into here, but there's a couple of set screws, these black set screws. We're going to loosen those up off of here. There's one right here, and there's one right here. We're just going to loosen those up, and these holes here need to align with these holes right here that are in the side, so that we can go ahead and put these other pins back through. And that'll hold this shaft in place. You're going to have to kind of work yourself around this cable here. And you're going to insert these cotter pins back in to hold that in place, and we're going to go ahead and tighten these set screws back down. Next step is going to be to put this housing over this to hide the screws and everything in there. So we're going to feed it back through and get it in place. And that's actually just going to sit on there, and then this little set screw is going to tighten down on there just to hold that in place. And then you also need to add this piece here inverted like that, because it's going to be our cap that's going to cover the ceiling. But we're not actually going to tighten it down, we're just going to kind of leave it there for now. We also need to take this piece here and get it prepped to attach. So we're going to go ahead and feed this through there as well and line this up. Now you still have those other pieces from before with this bar. So we're going to find the spot where that is and feed it through. Right there. And then this part will need to come back up here, and we'll tighten down those set screws again. It came with these screws, which can mount it into a hard surface to mount this part to the ceiling, or it also does come with these that are a flatter bolt that can actually hook into an electrical outlet box. In my particular case, it's just going to be going up into a piece of wood, and so I'm going to be using these to attach it. Next step here is to take our fan and go ahead and get it locked into place. So again, now that you've got this bracket up here, to get your cords out of the way, we're going to go ahead and take this bracket and we're just going to slide it right up over the top. Lock right into place like that. So you've got this connector piece here, and that's going to go ahead and connect into the side of this DC motor controller box. That's what's going to talk with your fan through that antenna that's there. And it'll just snap in like that. Then this will end up tucking back up in to here once we get everything wired up. I'm going to go ahead and get this wired up. We're going to put the black tied in with these black cables here, and the white one tied in with the white cables, and I'm going to get these green ones wired in with the ground, which is this copper line, and get this slid up, and I'll show you the next step. So the last step is pushing that housing back on and twisting that into place to hold that base plate on. And now your fan is secured. Now that we've got that mounted up there, it also does come in the kit with a blade balancing kit that basically explains how to attach this on and find where the blades, if they are unbalanced, you can add these little weighted magnets and cut off pieces to weight that. But let's kind of see, sometimes they don't need that, and let's kind of see how it works here. We've got the power back on, we've got our fan going there, so you got your remote, power button turns it on. Speed 1, really whisper quiet, so that's very nice. We're going to go ahead and hit speed 3 here and kind of ramp it up just to kind of see what speed 3 is like. Definitely moving more air. Still relatively quiet. Let's go ahead and bump it up as high as we'll go to speed 6. And again, a little bit louder now, but pushing obviously a lot more air. It's blowing all kinds of stuff around in the room. Now, one of the things is we can turn this off with this remote. On this remote, it also does have a reverse switch. So if you're in the winter time, you can hit that. It'll reverse the blades so that way it'll push the air up and down as opposed to straight down on you. It also has a 1 hour, a 3 hour, and a 6 hour timer, as well as a sleep mode.